We're lifting our way up Billy Goat Ridge.
Yeah, baby!
We survived the rocky creek bed.
Anyone want to do an underbody inspection for me?
But can we make it to the top of Billy Goat Ridge?
We're on a very narrow ridge. Mistakes can lead to fatality.
Oh my God.
Just hold your hand out flat for me for a moment.
Is this the hardest track in the Flinders Ranges?
Oh, that's a big hole.
We're about to find out.
It was about 50 metres to get out of where we were, but the 50 metres held one of the most epic rock crawling spots we've found so far. First little bit wasn't too hard, didn't need too much to get through there.
A couple of tight little corkscrews around a couple of rock ledges.
But getting out was the most awesome thing ever.
Oh, this, oh my goodness.
The rest of the convoy, stop there please. You might want to get out and come and watch.
A real tight turn in around a tree and up this sheer rock face.
The rock is eroded, got deep gaps and crevices and big sharp bits sticking through it.
There was the chicken track to the left, the extreme track to the right, and in the middle, the big daddy of them all.
You put 1 foot wrong in there and you're going to end up jammed up against this rock wall.
Oh yeah, this is looking epic.
Just the sheer axle articulation it gets is an impressive thing to watch.
That was too easy, Kevin. We need to pick another line.
We actually reversed back down, decided to go the trickier route to the left.
He wasn't happy unless he could prove that he could do it.
Far out.
You just shot off at this point.
Those of us that have a little bit more respect for our vehicles and our jobs took the slightly easier line. It was still hairy enough.
Sharp right hand turn, come around, and I'm sitting on an angle where I'm looking up and I could poke out my window on a rock wall straight alongside of me.
Right hand down. Right, not left. Now right. Now left.
Charlie, in the My Coolman Prado, he wasn't going to be outdone.
He decided to take the challenging line.
I said, Simon, whatever you can do, I can do as well.
I'm looking at these wheels and they were right on the edge.
One slip up and there's a rock going through my door, and I think that'd be that. Anyone want to do an underbody inspection for me? That was good fun. Not rushing to do it again, but it was good fun.
Just as it's getting dark, the last vehicle's coming up the last bit of the creek bed. We're all standing there watching and we hear
all legged over the piranha car to see what's going wrong, and of course he's popped off the bead, but it's not just one bead, it's both of them.
oh.
We've been doing this for years and we want to do it for a few more years. So make sure you support us and subscribe.
Simon guided him through there, but Mitch had to overcorrect just a little bit too much.
I'm going to enjoy watching this. It was extremely entertaining watching Mitchell. Sitting in that passenger seat, I don't think anything had brought me more joy on this whole trip than seeing him fail. So,
just next time leave it to the professionals, aka me.
Next thing you know, we've got jacks, lights, gloves, tools.
As we get the tyre up, get the weight off the tyre will reform from its deformed state.
What are we going to do here? Change a wheel? No way. They said, let's go do it the old-fashioned way.
Tristan,
Yeah.
where's your hairspray?
Are we really going to use the David Beckham? You can ignite that and that gives a little puff so that the bead pushes against it as you're trying to compress air into the tyre.
Right, it ends up with a bit more punch in it. Oh, electric cleaner should be good.
Simon got a little bit too close on the first couple of attempts.
I lost all the hair on my leg. Oh.
Hands on!
The tyre popped back onto the rim, and at that point, we just reinflated it and they drove back out.
You absolute legend, Simon.
So you changing a tyre, hey? Let's change a tyre on the side of the group.
It was pitch dark by now, all lights on.
Keep going, straight, keep going.
Run off to the right.
On the edge of my seat, to say the least. Under Simon's guidance, crawled right up there and managed to get out there. It was really awesome.
Left now. Left.
I think this is a lesson learned that we all need to really listen a bit more.
Well done.
This morning we're back on the XT10E cooking up breakfast for the team. It's the old bacon and eggs. We've got the muffins toasting, we've got the eggs cooked nicely, and I'm frying up some pork belly for a little bit of added punch. We're getting very close to getting these first ones ready to go. Muffins are nicely toasted. We'll get some barbecue sauce in. Try and get your cheese on while it's still in the pan so the cheese melts a bit. And we're gonna load up some of these crispy pork belly rashers and have a look at that. A nice hot egg, cheese, pork belly in a muffin, toasted, ready to go for breakfast.
Here we are, final day of your 4x4 unfortunately, day 7.
A little bit disappointed that it was the last day that we were going to be at this fantastic place, Bendelby Park.
Yesterday was an epic day. We were checking out the 9 out of 10 track. It was a great teaser for what we're told is going to be an excellent one today.
We're going up the 10 out of 10 Billy Goat Ridge. On the way up to Billy Goat Ridge, we get to transit along a really spectacular ridge line.
It was basically like a little ribbon had been laid down on the mountains.
The tracks all twist and turn so much, and this hasn't got a compass in it, and the sat nav on it doesn't even know I'm in Australia at this point.
The Mickey Thompson card, they said their dash was lining up like a Christmas tree, so it had a few warning lights.
We're not sure if it's just a bit of dust that's put a couple of gremlins through some of the sensors, or if I've actually knocked something underneath at some point.
We've put a couple of scan gauges over the car. It's still reading no errors, no codes, which is really strange because there are lights on the dash. There's obviously a code somewhere. So the next best thing, quickest and easiest, is to disconnect the battery and see if that will help in resetting the codes.
It'll be into the Nissan shop to get this one finalised. Between now and then, we're still running, we still have 4 low, and we're still on 4 wheels, and we have no panel damage. So, barring a couple of little codes, Nissan can sort that out later, but we're still driving today. Let's go.
It'll be interesting to see how they go for the rest of the day.
Formed up into a convoy, made some suckers with cameras walk up this steep ass hill.
Very daunting to look at from the bottom of it. You're looking at it going, oh my God.
The first little bit was this hill climb.
It needed spotting, it needed people to know what they were doing. There was a certain debt either side of that track. If you went off it or you made one mistake, so there was no room for error.
At times it was pretty daunting. My heart rate was up quite a few times. You're gripping the wheel.
I am a bit nervous, I won't lie to you.
I was actually really excited to get on it.
I'm not feeling too confident in myself.
It was very steep, to say the least.
Jeez, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Mike's driving, he knew exactly what he was doing. With the right tyres, the right suspension and the right driver. I think I just seen a Qantas plane.
Virgin.
Virgin, was it?
You could not see anything when it dropped back down to the level ground.
A lot of faith in the people out front to help you and guide you. Charlie at Bendelby reckons this is a 10 out of 10 track. I don't reckon he can count.
To the people at home who reckon it's not that steep, come out and do it and show me it's not that steep.
It's very difficult to enjoy that view when your only focus is getting that car through those challenges.
Don't follow my line.
We're on a very narrow ridge where mistakes can lead to potential fatality.
Front's up, rear's up.
Of course, Simon's going to go through the biggest hole he can find. I am going to go for the safest path I can find. As Chris demonstrates the joy of not having a working rear diff lock.
Jeez, he's really sliding.
So I backed up only half a metre, gave it a bit, popped up out, and actually felt the front right wheel grab onto rock, and off we went again.
Oh. There are flicking rocks everywhere. Just crawl over and go nice. Keep slow, go slow, go slow, go slow.
From my perspective, I couldn't see over the bonnet.
Bit of right, bit of right, bit of right. Oh, there's a wheel lift. Very nice.
Almost felt like the car was going to tip, but thank God it didn't.
Just hold your hand out flat for me for a moment. There you go.
At one stage I think I was about a metre off the ground in the front.
Oh my God. That's what's coming.
What are we gonna do?
That.
Jesus.
Oh, that was a real butt clencher looking down at that.
Oh, I saw was down.
Oof.
Now I'm either getting old or the track has got harder.
Oh, that's a big hole. Oh well.
All right, now we've got some massive big holes in this section.
Oh, this will be a fun step. Holy.
It was steep in front of us and steep down either side of us, so there was no room for error. You had to be very, very careful.
Me. Oh. Nice, Tristan smashed it.
Don't roll back any further than that.
If we didn't have the spotters, there's no way we would have got past some of those rock walls.
The owner here was very well used to it and spotted us beautifully into some of the areas that were a little bit dicey and a bit tricky.
Makes these look too easy. Oh. And then we roll. There was a few times where it really dropped and you were looking straight over the edge. Oh no, don't look there.
Keep the momentum up again. Nice one.
So we had Charlie and Simon both doing a good job in guiding the vehicles through.
There's not a lot of room to manoeuvre on this particular track. Yeah, f it. It's not mine. Scrape? No, I didn't scrape there. Scrapes everywhere else but there. This is not something to come out and have a go at the first time in your first four-wheel drive.
That Iveco is flying around.
Yeah, baby! Little wheel lift from the Iveco there.
Holy.
Keep it going, Chris.
Yeah. Woo! Gonna get up that rock. Yeah, man.
Oh, that rock.
He's making this look easy. I wish I could pick up the microphone and say something, but I have to keep two hands on the wheel.
High five! Yeah! Billy Goat Ridge. Woo! That is the toughest and most frightening bit of full driving I've ever done.
Everybody was excited at what we'd done. Everybody was excited that they'd got past that. I was thankful.
Well spotted, Charlie. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for guiding us, Charlie.
Just before we went up the fourth stage, we all pulled up just to take in every part of this awesome track. and I happened to look down and notice a bit of a CV bearing cage. I've gone up to Mike and we've come up with a bit of a scheme.
We told the boys from Piranha that this would come off their car. Now we could hear some clicking noise.
Did you feel that clicking in the front right?
When you did that wheel lift, did you hear it clicking?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you've done a CV.
Let's go have a look.
Look, you've done a CV. Just start it up for a second, turn it right hand down. Go, go, go,
go! Simon, it's the back CV.
Look, it's the rear CV.
Here. Look at it.
Then he sent him around the back, having a look at the CV joint in the back wheel on the back axle.
Carrying a spare rear CV.
Mike being Mike, he got Tristan down on the ground and all of a sudden Denny's trying to jack him up.
I need to find the balls that go in the middle here and I'll weld that back together.
They've sent the Piranha boys off on a bit of a hike to look for the bearings that had come out of the CV.
You should have seen them. They were looking left, they were looking right.
I slowly started to come to the realisation that maybe they were taking the mick out of us.
Are they messing with us? I didn't see anything wrong underneath it. I'm really hoping that you guys are not messing with us right now. I'm not looking even for. Are there 1 or 2? 7, mate. There's 7.
I turned to the camera guy Mitch and see him absolutely pissing himself at us.
You know they tricked us. You knew it. Oh! I'm fuming. I'm so angry. I just walked a marathon down that mountain looking for nothing. Oh, and I know this is just going to get aired.
I feel sorry for the poor guys, but they both got big mouths and they did kind of bring it on themselves.
Oh, yeah, they got us in the drone.
Don't point at me.
Point at you.
Turned out to be very funny. Well, it's funny for us, but that's the sort of fun that you have when you're out here with a group of mates.
We all got back in the cars, finished the last bit of the hill and headed back to camp.
The Billy Goat Ridge. It's the strawberry on top for this trip. Strawberry. Strawberry cherry on top.
To finish off on a 10 out of 10 track was the best thing that we could do.
It was really cool to have Simon and the crew visit Bendelby Ranges. Loved being able to get along with the guys, get amongst it with them, show them the tracks.
So my hand is doing the same movements as their head. It's looking around or like looking back.
Yeah, so you got to put up high like big long neck.
Unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end.
It's been an epic Your 4x4. I think Flinders Ranges has turned it on.
This Your 4x4 trip has been so action-packed. It's amazing when we look back over the week.
10! From the top of mountains to the bottom of the creeks to 38-degree days. This trip has had absolutely everything.
It's really been a fantastic trip with a great bunch who all share a similar belief one way or another.
We all love our four-wheel drives, we all love camping. A really interesting time was had by all.
It's absolutely amazing just to see how close and tightly bonded a group of strangers can get.
It's a great family environment when you're out full drive. I've been able to bring my son Jamie along on this trip.
Pretty awesome to see a bunch of new terrain and a bunch of new scenery. I think this was the best way I could have done that actually.
We've had a spectacular time. I've never been here before and it's just beautiful.
I've wanted to come to the Flinders Ranges for many years. We're incredibly lucky to get invited along to this trip and especially be shown around all these great locations.
I would say a lot of us will probably come back here privately and spend a bit of time.
For people that don't get out much, you should definitely give this a crack and just go see what Australia has to offer.
A lot of action for a touring show.
Thank you for joining us on our epic tour through the southern Flinders Ranges. This has been one of the most diverse trips we've done, and we're glad you could come along for the ride. We spend our lives searching for the key to happiness. I reckon mine is in the ignition. And you won't believe where that's taking us next time.
I
Pardon me, young man, excuse the shit out of my goddamn French, but did you just threaten me?